Tiansha, in ancient Chinese saying, denotes that the entire geographical world comes under the political sovereignty of the Chinese emperor. In short, the ambition of China is world domination. To fulfill this objective, China scavenges vulnerable mineral-rich nations like Sri Lanka. The ever-hungry dragon needs these minerals and natural resources to fuel its behemoth factories and other factors of production to achieve its final objective. Sri Lanka, a land blessed with rich mineral sand containing quartzite, ilmenite, etc., is now left with unfilled deep holes in the areas mined by the Chinese, leaving its residents with a daily battle of survival. And this because of a deal between China and their cohorts, the Rajapaksas. They allowed the Chinese to mine limestone in Kanakasan Ture in the region of Jaffna. The scourge of China does not end here. The country's hybrid wind and solar energy project on the 3 islands of northern Jaffna Peninsula, Naina Tivu, Nedan Tivu, and Anil Tivu, have a similar painful reality. The fear of homelessness and displacement haunts the locals here as well. The ambition of the dragon does not end here. It has now set its sights on occupying Kachtivu Islands, similar to its occupation of Coco Islands, which happened in a diabolical manner. The same islands given by India to Myanmar. However, China claims Sri Lanka to be a special friend. But who reaps the benefit of this friendship? This is a question worth asking, as all China-Sri Lanka deals tell a different yet similar story about the jinxed fate of Sri Lankans.
$1.3 billion Hambantota port on the island's south side, which first opened in 2010, was built using loans from Chinese banks. But after heavy losses made repayments difficult, the port was handed over to China in 2017 on a 99-year lease.
China මෙතන port එකට හම්බන්තොට port එකට China investment එකක් කරා. හරි? ඒගොල්ලෝ investment කරපු එකට ඕගොල්ලෝ මොනවද ඒ ගැන හිතන්නේ? අපිට ඉතින් උඟුත් කියන්න බෑ ඒකට. ඒගොල්ලෝ ඇයි කැමැත්තක් හෝ අකමැත්තක් තියනවද? ඒවනේ අපි කියන්නේ දැන් අපිට දැන් මේ වුණොත් මේ කට්ටිය කවුරුත් මෙතන ඉන්නේ නැහැ. ඔක්කොම අස් වෙනවා.
Now, lots of people opposed to the handover of this port to China. There were angry demonstrations, huge amount of tension just outside the venue. We had tear gas, we had water cannons, all trying to quell the protesters.
我当时就在现场，我也经历过这些游行、抗议示威，更多涉及的是一些政党间的利益的纠纷。The protest was also the fact that the Sri Lankan people of that area were not satisfied of the fact that there was going to be an undue advantage in ownership that was going to vest with the Chinese company.
你要说投资汉班托塔的背景的话，我们汉班托塔实际上它是处于欧亚航线的10海里的位置，它的地理位置是非常好。
I don't believe China will use the Hambantota Harbour for any military purpose.
First of all, I must say that the people are very concerned about the terms of this agreement because we believe and the people of Sri Lanka believes that the terms and conditions that this agreement is being signed is not in the best interest of Sri Lanka.
More than 700, 800 families be here, all fishermen. They are afraid they will capture, we will go somewhere. Usually they are poor people. They have only fishing, no another jobs.
Meanwhile, Matala Rajapaksa International, now dubbed the world's emptiest airport, was also funded by a Chinese loan that ran into hundreds of millions of US dollars. Concerns have also been raised around the extent of China's involvement in Port City Colombo.
The Sri Lankan Supreme Court is currently reviewing petitions against a controversial legislation regarding the Chinese-backed Colombo port city.
Apart from posing a threat to the country's sovereignty, this legislation aims at making our country a Chinese colony. We are not willing to allow Sri Lanka to become a Chinese colony.
But China seems to have some other plans.
First, yesterday reported about the presence of uniformed individuals seen roaming, which is to dredge and clean the Tisamaharama Valley, believed to have been constructed in the 3rd century BC by a Sri Lankan king. Who are these individuals who are wearing clothes similar to military camouflage uniforms? News First compared the attire of the group with the uniform worn by Chinese People's Liberation Army. Attempts made to adopt the MCC or Millennium Challenge Cooperation Agreement, which would permit US military boots on Sri Lankan soil, were shut down due to serious public outcry over the recent years. However, in the south of Sri Lanka, uniformed foreigners are seen roaming at a civil operation which is to dredge and clean the Tisamaharama Valley. What is happening under the Chinese joint venture to dredge and clean some of Sri Lanka's most ancient irrigation tanks?
Let's wait and watch for who will be the winner in the end. The local residents or Sri Lanka becoming Sri Lanka in the near future.
Narumukeye, ni oru nari henillai, sengani vuri evai tirandu, ni oru tirumori sollai,
There is no one to protect Sri Lanka from China. It is time for the Sinhalese, Tamils and Muslims to come together as one and save Sri Lanka.